удоволствието да ви разкажа малко повече за възможностите за образование в Япония. Първо, преди да преминем към съществената част на уебинара, да уточним техническите подробности. Уебинара ще се проведе в рамките на 1 час, а на въпросите ви ще отговорим в края на събитието. Докато гледате презентацията, можете да задавате въпросите както на английски, така и на български в чата страни. Колегата Яна Натова ще следи чата. Янче, кажи здрасти.
Здравейте на всички.
Разбира се, ако желаете индивидуална безплатна консултация с нас или нашите колеги, можете да заявите такава чрез нашия сайт или чрез профилите ни в социалните мрежи. Консултации провеждаме както на място в офисите ни в София и Бургас, така и онлайн. Колегата ще пусне линк в чата за регистрация. И така, уебинарът е официално открит. Да поговорим за страната на изгряващото слънце. Това е страна, която вероятно всеки асоциира с нейната история, култура и традиции. Свързваме Япония с суши, бойни изкуства, гейши, самураи, манга, аниме, но не на последно място и с технологичен напредък и инженерна мисъл. Вие с какво свързвате Япония? Ще ви е интересно да разберем. Говорете ни в чата, моля, докато слушате презентацията. За мнозина страната на изгряващото слънце е отдалечена екзотична дестинация, предимно за туризъм, но ние в Атланта имаме удоволствието да ви разкажем малко повече за нея и за начините за следване там, защото сме първата агенция в България, която си партнира с 4 японски университета и с над 100 други висши учебни заведения по целия свят. Тук сме, за да ви предоставим възможността да се запознаете и да следвате желаната от вас специалност в Япония, изцяло на английски език. Желанието на японското правителство е да предостави възможност на все повече международни студенти да получат висшето си образование там и по възможност да останат да работят там, защото японската икономика отчаяно се нуждае от млади квалифицирани кадри. Страната разполага с над 780 учебни заведения. От тях 13 са определени от правителството като авангарда на японското образование, висше образование, и имат за задача активно да привличат чуждестранни студенти с програми на английски език. Но освен тези 13, още няколко елитни университета също предлагат програми на английски език по собствена инициатива. Разнообразието от програми на английски език са нараства с всяка година, но за сега най-много има в сферата на технологиите и инженерните науки. Бих желала да ви представя нашия специален гост, господин Киоши Такеда, директор на международния офис в KUAS, KYOTO University of Advanced Science, един от 4-те университета, с които Атланта си партнира. Време е да разкажем малко повече за програмите на английски език, които предлага този университет. Давам думата на господин Киоши Такеда. Takeda-san, the floor is yours. You're welcome to start your presentation. Takeda-san.
Okay, thank you very much, Yana-san, and introducing me to everybody. And hi everyone. My name is Kiyoshi Takeda. You may be surprised now I'm speaking live from Japan to introduce our exciting engineering program. Before getting into the details, let me emphasize that this is an international program that is taught in the English language for the benefits of international students like you who is already fluent in English language. Again, let me emphasize, although we are from Japan, we are a university located in Kyoto, in Japan, we don't require you to learn the Japanese language before you apply for our program. When you apply for our program, and you can speak English, you can use your English to apply for us with no major issues. Thank you. So just give me a few seconds to launch my presentation, and once everything is ready, I will start talking about exciting engineering program. So like Yana-san, as we were discussing, the Atlanta education abroad in Bulgaria has been a long friend between Japan and Bulgaria. So if you have further questions and concerns, you can contact Atlanta. Don't worry, you won't be charged for anything, just for making inquiries to you. just free, completely free. Trust me, it's gonna be a free. Right? So don't worry about it. They won't eat you alive just for money. Don't worry about it. Okay, let me start. Once again, my name is Kiyoshi Takeda. I work as director of the International Admissions Office at KYOTO University of Advanced Science. Today, you may be wondering what kind of program they were offering to Bulgarian students from Japan. Yes, my answer to you, I am so excited to talk about our exciting engineering program that is taught in the English language, like I said.
Okay, Takeda-san, what topics will be discussed today?
Thank you. So these are the things I want to discuss with you today.
Okay, so why is Japan considered to be a world-leading destination for academic programs in engineering and other fields?
Okay, I'm sure that there may be a lot of people in Bulgaria, and especially in the Sofia areas, who has seen this beautiful building, a hotel, Marina Sofia Hotel. Did you know that this actually back in 1974, this building, this hotel was designed, actually built by the Japanese engineer? Yes, this is a real embodiment of a Japanese engineering ingenuity. That's
the Japanese hotel. The older people from Sofia know it as the Japanese hotel.
Okay. So we are so proud that we are so proud that Japan has a long history being involved in building such a beautiful monument in Bulgaria. And also, we are so proud to say that this is a real embodiment of a Japanese engineering ingenuity. And not only that, I'm sure some of you already have on the Japanese car at your home. Maybe parents, your mom and dad might be driving the Japanese cars every day. Toyota, Suzuki, Honda, Matsuda, all these companies are actually Japanese automakers. And in fact, 6 out of the world's largest car brands are actually headquartered in Japan. Not only that, if you're a big fan of beautiful comic books, these cartoons should be very familiar to you. So Japan is the country of Japanese cartoons, and that's another reason that I would like you to consider Japan as your study destination in the future. Okay. And it's also important to understand that Japan is the 3rd largest economy in the world. More economic activities going on, more great job opportunities for engineers. That's not obvious by world standards. In that sense, also, people talk a lot of China these days, but if you take a look at the GDP per capita, per head, Japan is still far ahead of China GDP per capita. And this means that Japan can offer you a greater job opportunity, more greater job opportunities in Japan for engineers.
Okay. So what is the city of Kyoto like? What is Kyoto University of Advanced Science like?
Yeah, okay. To make a longer story short, beautiful. One of the most beautiful city in the world. Not like Paris, like Rome, like London, and like Sofia. Like Bulgaria, yeah, Japan and Kyoto is also a beautiful country in the world by world standards. If you take a look at these beautiful shrines, temples, castles, located in Kyoto. And not only that, if you're a big fan of comic books, Kyoto is the must-come city. Because there's a huge museum that specifically exhibit the mangas and beautiful comics books, anime. You can spend a whole day to read these beautiful comic books. Okay. And not only that, it's really important for you to understand that Kyoto is the hub of world-class technologies like Nintendo, Do you know about Nintendo, Animal Crossing, Mario, Nintendo Switch? All these products are made by a company called Nintendo that is headquartered in Kyoto. So these great companies that you're seeing on this slide can be your future job opportunities.
Okay.
So let me talk a little bit about our university, Kyoto University of Advanced Science. Okay, before getting into the details, first of all, I would really like to share with you this big news. KUAS, our university, has already started hosting 2 Bulgarian students. Surprise? Pleasant surprise? Yeah, it must be a pleasant surprise. But we are so proud. We are so proud to have the Bulgarian students already on campus on the engineering program that I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to meet another Bulgarian family on this Sunday. Actually, they are coming to Kyoto for a holiday, and they want to really take a look at our campus. And then I said yes. I said to them, I'll be happy to be a tour guide, personal tour guide, private tour guide for them. And I'm so happy to see a Bulgarian family visiting our campus this Sunday. By the way, so coming back to the box, so let me start details with you. Let me start sharing the details of our university. So it started in 1969, and the Japanese government accredited private university means that we are legitimate degree providers. Means that if you earn an engineering degree with us, your engineering degree is going to be recognized anywhere in the world, in the US, in Germany, in Sweden, in UK, in Australia, anywhere in the world. Don't worry about it. And it's located in Kyoto Prefecture. It has 3,600 students. Offers programs on 5 faculties. Every year we have more than 500 applications from 60 different countries in the world. And we are so proud to have 100% tuition, visa approval track record from the Japanese government. And so if you are admitted to our program, it's most likely that you'll be provided student visa from the Japanese government to enter into Japan with no major issues, which is great. And we also are really proud to have 97% of job placement rates after graduation among our current students.
Okay, thank you. So what English Talk program does Kyoto University of Advanced Science Engineering School offer?
Yes, Yana-san, thank you very much for your great question. Yes, we are offering our engineering program, which is a multidisciplinary engineering program. I will talk about in the details later. And in a nutshell, to make a long story short, on our program, you may be surprised as a student, you will learn computing and data processing, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering on the same program in just big one package. After you graduate as an engineer, and you maybe are interested in developing all these products like drones, wearable devices, maybe also automatic, maybe flying or ambulance cars. Now, to make it more specifics, these are the engineering components that you have exposure to provide with us, and from design, manufacturing, mechatronics, measurement, control. All these can be covered by our engineering curriculum for you while with us.
Okay, thank you. На български да обърнем, да кажем само, че всъщност ще учите всички видове инженерство в една програма и ще имате представа от всичко свързано с инженерството. Takeda-san, tell us about the academic program and the weekly schedule of an engineering student. What part of the program students usually find to be the most challenging?
Thank you. So these are the examples of weekly schedule on the semester first. If you take a look at a closer look at, you find out there are a lot of physics, math, and Japanese language is learning. And moving on to the semester one, if you take a look at the Monday weekly schedules, you see algorithmic thinking and programming with Python. Algorithmic and programming with Python means this is a study area. This is an area of artificial intelligence. I hope you may be interested in learning about artificial intelligence. So at the KUAS, which is our school, KUAS, as early as in semester 2, you have a great opportunity to have exposure to such profound educational concept as artificial intelligence. And that's really sets us apart from other universities, because there's no other universities you can learn algorithmic thinking, artificial intelligence from semester 1, semester 2. Maybe 3 years later, 4 years later, you can learn about all these complicated engineering concepts. But we believe in the practicality for our curriculum, so that even at the semester 2, you start learning about artificial intelligence if you're interested.
Okay, Takeda-san. So this is what they're going to be learning the first 2 years. What happens from year 3?
Year 3, yes, year 3. You may be surprised. We're gonna do the what we call the capstone project. The capstone project is, to make a long story short, is an intensive internship that has been embedded in our regular curriculum. And you do this in over 2 years, not 2 weeks, not just 2 months. You do this in over 2 years. So what you do, like internship, you'll be working with the professional engineers in a team. And you are, as a student, even as a student, you'll be expected to develop your own solutions, your own devices for improvement, for this feedback. And over 2 years, you'll be working with the professional engineers working in the industry. And naturally, you'll be expected to develop practical knowledge and skill that you can use as a professional engineer after graduation. That's the capstone project. And if still you want more greater opportunities, yes, you can do our internship program also in the US, Singapore, Holland, Thailand. So there's a lot of opportunities, and you learn the practical knowledge and the skills for engineers while with us. Internship, capstone project.
Thank you, Takeda-san.
Yes.
So what are the admission requirements and the application deadlines?
Yes, that's very important. So when you want to apply, our KUAS will require any applicants to have comprehensive understanding of physics and math equivalent to high school level. And also, if you are going to apply, you'll be expected to have completed the 12-year standardized education when you enroll at KUAS. Okay, still you can yes. So also, English proficiency test scores around 75 at TOEFL IBT, 5.5 IELTS, Duolingo 105, which is the web testing system conducted online 100%.
This is level 2, according to the European levels of language proficiency. This is level B2, right?
Oh, okay, right. Sure. So what kind of documents you need to upload on our portal system, online portal system, from number 1 through number 8? So number 1 ID photo, application essay, transcripts and certificates of graduation, Matura, national high school, Matura, or alternative testing or standard testing results like ACT. Number 6, evidence of English proficiency. Waivers are also available if it's applicable to you. And number 7, one letter of recommendation from one of your teachers, or school counselor, guidance counselor. And number 8, pass protocol, if available. These are very straightforward.
Okay.
And also, why Matura and other test scores? So we wanted to take a look at your Matura test results because these are the tests that strengthen your candidacy for our professors. If your results are good, better, yes, of course, we also take a look at much closer look at your candidacy, definitely. But still, good news is maybe Matura, I understand in Bulgaria, you need to wait for maybe another 6 months to sit for Matura. And then still, you might want to apply for KUAS much earlier. Then the alternative ideas, good ideas, you can take SAT, ACT as an optional test. And which is completely acceptable by KUAS. So if you are really willing and are serious and apply for KUAS, I'd really, it's my high recommendation that you think about this, taking SAT before you sit for Matura.
Okay, thank you. Right, and what about the admission criteria?
Yeah, okay. So criteria, GPA, good track records, good material results, or SAT, ACT, IB results also. Strong determination, interview performance online. These are like admission criteria for undergraduates. And this is this is also scholarship criteria also. If you, I hope you keep that in mind. We take a holistic reviewing process. We don't use any single criteria to make a decision for scholarship or admission. We take a holistic reviewing of each individual applicant for us.
Okay, and what about the application timelines?
Yeah, application timeline. We do have 3 multiple windows every year. The earliest one starts in October, which is early entry. And then the next one at December, which is called the regular entry. The last one was the final entry, February, that will start in February. There's 3 multiple windows for application. But intake period is only one time, next September.
Okay, so what about the tuition fees? And do you offer scholarships? How about on-campus housing?
Sure. So 1 year for tuition, it will be around 12,000 euros per year. By the way, we ran this program 4 years, not 3 years. So I hope you can keep this in mind. And the cost of living in KYOTO is around 800 through 900 euros per month, which is very affordable by world standards. You can't survive at these levels in London. You can't survive at these levels in, let's say, Australia and maybe UK. It could be Germany. Yeah, it could be Sweden. No, out of questions. The Japan, as opposed to your initial expectation about Japan, which is which might be a country, which might be a costly country to live in, but actually not. Japan is a very affordable country for students to study at.
Okay.
See, this is a slide that that make great comparisons to other countries between Japan and other countries. Japan, KUAS especially, is at the most affordable levels by world standards financially. You can be confident about coming to Japan as a student because of this. And also, yes, scholarships. Yeah, I know you've been waiting for this information for a long time. Now is the time we can discuss. We can discuss this. And if you are selected by our professors to be a recipient, you can be a waiver for tuition up to 4 years, not 4 months, 4 weeks, so up to 4 years in the form of a tuition reduction. Could be by 50%, could be by 100%. If you were selected to be a recipient of 100% tuition reduction, it means, yes, I'm sure you understand, it means that you are not going to pay anything to KUAS for 4 years. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? No, I won't believe it, but this is a fact. Okay. And also, a lot of Bulgarian students so far have asked me, well, is there any beautiful international dormitory at KUAS on campus? Yes. Here is the answer. Yes, we do have 5 international dormitories, which is all clean and hygiene and decent, beautiful international. Actually, these are only 2-year-old baby. Yes, naturally, this is supposed to be a very beautiful, one of the most beautiful international dormitories in KYOTO. And also, yeah, thank you very much. And also, you may be also surprised that it will cost you only 470 euros. Can you believe it? For London, out of question. Sweden, out of question. Only 470 euros. With that comes with the weekday 2 meals.
Okay.
Breakfast and dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does KUAS offer an induction or welcoming week for new international students? What does the student life look like at KUAS? What kind of extracurricular activities do you offer to students?
Yeah, sure. Yes, here's our entrance examination, which may sound a little bit foreign to you, but in a Japanese university, traditionally, historically, we are really big on putting up a lot of shows and at the entrance ceremony. One of which is this at KUAS. New students and sit and also are walking on the red carpet like Hollywood stars. Can you believe it? And you're gonna be the hero. You're gonna be a heroines at these welcoming ceremonies at KUAS. And also, if you're interested in extracurricular activity, and at KUAS, there are as many as 32 club activities going on. So I'm sure you'll be one of them, maybe some of them, a few of them. You'll be interested in a few of them. I'm sure, for sure.
Okay, so it all sounds great about the engineering program, but does KUAS have a plan to offer international programs in other academic fields besides engineering?
Yes, thank you. Yes, and we are so proud to launch other English taught international programs from September 2025. One of which is the business economics BBA programs, where you have opportunities to work with professionals or work in the industry also, and also you can you can have a great opportunity to learn a Japanese language as well. And at the bottom, and also the other programs that we are thinking of launching is the bioenvironmental sciences program, which is also conducted in English language rather than English or Japanese language for the benefits of international students like you. And we are planning this as a first intake of 2025 in September.
Okay, great. And how can I contact KUAS Engineering for further questions?
Sure. So maybe I pause here. I'm going to be silent for a while for you, and you can take a snapshot while I'm close my mouth for a while. And you can take a snapshot and then you take the QR code to connect with us all the time.
We'll stay on this slide. And thank you, Takeda-san, for a wonderful presentation. I guess we can now continue with questions if there are any. I see that there are no questions in the chat, but Stanislav is raising his hand. Stanislav, sure. You're welcome to ask your question. Stanislav? Okay, you're connecting to audio. Maybe something's gone wrong.
I'm just trying to. I allowed him to unmute himself, so now he should be able to.
Maybe he wasn't able to unmute himself before. Okay, Stanislav, може да се пробвате пак, да се включите.
Maybe there's a connection with the
или ако не можете да си включите микрофона, просто напишете въпроса си в чата. Ивалина, заповядайте.
На английски или на български?
Може би на български, ние ще преведем.
Ние ще преведем, да.
Добре, понеже езика е доста непознат, как се очаква да намерим някаква временна работа, докато учим?
All right, so Takeda-san, the candidate is asking if he doesn't speak Japanese, how can he find arbeito, a temporary job, to supplement his income without speaking Japanese? Are there any options for him?
Okay, first of all, the good news, once you enroll on our programs, you're going to have a great opportunity to learn the Japanese language as a part of our engineering curriculum over 2 years. So that should be able to help you acquire the Japanese language abilities for your part-time job and also for your real job after graduation.
But the question is, during those 2 years while he's learning Japanese, are there any options to get a job with just English?
Yes, just English. Yeah, actually, that happens to a lot of international students at KUAS. And let's say we do have a lot of McDonald's hamburger stores, American US hamburger stores. And a lot of international students work there as a part-time job. And part-time job. And not only that, there are a lot of hotels because KYOTO hosts a lot of international students, international travelers all the time throughout the years. So many. So hotel industry might be another great option for you to work in part-time without having
any Japanese. Okay. Също бих се включила и с моя личен опит. И аз съм учила в Япония, когато японския ми беше все още много зле. Имах възможност да преподавам английски в техните езикови школи. Понеже в Япония английския в училище не се учи както трябва, не учат да говорят и ходят на частни школи по английски, за да си усъвършенстват разговорните умения. Okay, I see there's...
Yana and Kiyoshi, there's a question in the chat room.
Yes.
From Mirella. She doesn't have a lot of experience in Japanese, but she was wondering to what level can she upgrade her English skills, her Japanese skills, by the end of the bachelor degree.
Okay, it should be the case that you can reach up to N2 level. Which is the second highest levels of Japanese language proficiency test achievements, N2 levels.
Okay.
And which really are likely to allow you to explore job opportunity with the Japanese companies efficiently, effectively.
На български да го кажа, N2 е нивото, което съответства на европейския стандарт C1. което е напълно достатъчно да кандидатствате за работа в Япония, да се отправяте навсякъде в ежедневието си в Япония. N2 е напълно достатъчно и до края на четвъртата година ще можете да достигнете това ниво.
Yana, I do think that in this case you can give yourself, for example, as well. As you know, Japanese was quite a challenging language to study.
Well, I wasn't a good student of Japanese in the beginning, but when I realized that I need Japanese in order to get a part-time job, I started learning it. I started making an effort, and I also took the exam for N2. So this is C1. And at that point, I was able to apply for jobs in Japan. I just didn't want to stay for some reason. But N2 is absolutely enough to get a job and to just be able to manage with everything in life in Japan.
That's great to hear. We have another question in the chat box. Nikolai is asking, what are the master's degree programs and the scholarships for them at KUAS University of Applied Sciences?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Phil. Thank you very much for your great questions about the postgraduate level programs and the postgraduate levels. Yes, we do run very strong engineering programs in the fields of computer science and mechatronics, electrical, mechanical, or engineering fields. So if you are interested, you can check out our website. Just typing KUAS engineering, then you can see a whole idea. You can have a whole idea of what we run for programs at the postgraduate levels. Yes,
I'm going
scholarships,
to,
of course.
I'm going to share a link for them.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Also, of course, if you are lost, if you don't want to look for programs and buy for yourselves, then you can always trust Atlanta to help you find our website and how to apply. Also, information about detailed information about the postgraduate programs, because Atlanta has already had an experience of helping one postgraduate students apply for KUAS and postgraduate programs last year. I mean, this year, quite recently. So they have a lot of experience.
Да го кажа и на български. Тази година кандидатстваме с един кандидат-магистър, точно в сферата на компютърни науки, изкуствен интелект, и той се представи доста добре, са го харесали. Има реален шанс да замине и да се занимава точно в тази сфера, да се специализира. Медицинска физика. Медицинска физика на английски точно в Япония малко трудно ще намерите. Медицина има на едно-две места, физика има на едно-две места, но медицинска физика за сега няма, за съжаление. Други въпроси? Такета-сан, I wanted to ask you, what kind of candidates are your programs suitable for? What is the profile of the best candidates, the candidates that you want for your program?
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Maybe, Takeda-san, in this question, you can also answer the question from the chat from Renata. She's asking whether the applicants need to know programming before they come to KUAS. So I think that includes the answer that you will give us.
Okay, thank you. So to answer the question of the first applicant, first participant, here's the slides to answer your questions. Number one, we would like to have students who have frontier spirits. So proactive rather than reactive students. And also, if you come to Japan, obviously you are supposed to have a cultural flexibilities to mingle with the students from around the world. 35 different countries, and 35 different countries, and you need to be culturally very flexible to connect well to students from different countries. Also, academically speaking, we would like, ideally speaking, you have, as a candidate, you have a solid foundation in physics, math, because physics, math are really important, one of the most important academic subjects for you to be successful engineers in the future. And also, KUAS is going to put you in a lot of situations where you work with their classmates and professional engineers, and even with the professors. So you need to have people skills and human skills to work well with other people in a team. And lastly, you need to be very creative, and that's really obvious because engineers are someone who always produce something new, something that doesn't exist in this world yet. So, to do that, of course, the engineers are someone who engineers has always expected to have a great creativity, right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And also, what are the requirements to receive this is programming? Programming, you don't have to apply for KUAS, and you don't have to have any prior programming knowledge at all. Don't worry about it. And like I said, it's important skill that you need to have as a student, as a candidate, as an applicant. That are the things that I already mentioned on my slides.
Okay. And what are the requirements to receive a scholarship?
Okay, so scholarships are, if you remember, like I said, we take a holistic approach. By what I mean by that is we take a look at the way you write your essay. And we take a look at your high school transcripts and also SAT scores, maybe mature scores. And also, if you are asked, you are asked to sit with our professors for an interview. Definitely, your interview performance is going to be one of the crucial factors that we take into our consideration to make a decision for your scholarships. So we use a lot of factors to make our decisions for your scholarship levels. I hope I'm answering your question about scholarship.
Yeah, that was a great answer, Kiyoshi. What I would advise our applicants, since they're thinking about applying very early, would be to use the time before they're at their final year at high school to do different stuff, accumulate opportunities and experiences, so that they have a more impressive application and more chance to get a scholarship. Evelina has a question. You can unmute yourself if you would like to ask a question.
В моето училище предлагат дипломни проекти.
Какво предлагат?
Дипломни проекти. Предполагам, че те не са...
В каква гимназия учите, Стефан? Нали същия глас, не сбърках?
Не, Ивалина, тя е майка ми.
Добре. В коя гимназия учите?
Професионална техническа гимназия.
Какъв тип проекти се очаква да правите?
Някакви технически. Правят са някакви роботи, игри, нещо.
Тоест, свързано е с математика и физика, нали?
Да.
Да, ама в такъв случай сте с предимство, бих казала. Защото освен предметите, които сте учили, хорариума на часовете по математика и физика, биха били впечатлени от това, че сте се занимавали с създаването на нещо, ползвайки знанията си по математика и физика, за да направите този проект.
Okay. Yana-san, and everybody.
Yes.
As a big surprise for you, big and pleasant surprise for you. I do have one of the Bulgarian students on our campus as an engineering student. Let me introduce Mislav.
Мирослав, добър вечер.
Здравейте.
Hi, Miroslav. Nice to have you. How are you doing? How is Japan treating you? Може и на български.
Може и на български, да.
Окей. Училището много ми харесва. Определено, значи първата година, като дойдете, ще са така по-интензивно курсовете, за да могат да се уверят, че всички са на едно и също ниво. И най-важното, най-хубавото нещо е, че има такива лаборатории в училището и работилници, където може да практически да пипнеш нещата и да създадеш нещо просто като личен проект и после този проект, ако добре се справил, също ти влиза и в оценката накрая, което е страхотно. Тоест ти учиш, като правиш нещата, които харесваш да правиш.
Супер.
Трудно ли ти беше да свикнеш с различния тип култура?
Oh, I do like this.
Okay. Sorry, thank you very much. Unfortunately, Ms. Lawson a little busy with his class and he has to go up. But
thank you.
Would you say?
Bye.
Before you go?
Ciao.
Let's come to Japan.
Климата в Япония е точно като в България, между другото, така че няма да горещо лято, студена зима, има пролет и есен, като цяло. Като дойдете тук, няма да е някакси, има някакси такава, не е така толкова различно, колкото може би някой си представя. Има такива доста подобни неща и хората са, нали, приятни, този начин на мислене да помогнеш на друг човек го има, да, хубаво.
Как ти се стори храната?
Храната? Ами по принцип аз винаги съм си харесвал морска храна, така че тук ми идва доста добре. Суши може да си купиш от супермаркета, което е страхотно.
Значи няма да станат гладни, ако дойдат в Япония.
Има такива convenience store се наричат. Не са като нашите супермаркети, малко по-различни са. И като цяло там можеш направо да си живееш в тях. Има принтери, тоалетни в тях, може кана с вода, може да си свариш водата, микровълнови и всичко това може да се ползва.
А как ви приемат японците? Как се чувствате сред тях?
Аз по принцип, по принцип аз лично не съм забелязал някаква така враждебност. Познавам някои приятели, които имат така кафява кожа и на тях им е може би малко по не могат да са
да се интегрират толкова лесно.
Да се интегрират така, но аз като цяло не съм имал никакви проблеми. Имам черна коса, нали. Не знам, не съм имал. Аз лично не съм имал някакви проблеми. Някои хора са ми казвали, че имат, но не е нещо. Не е нещо сериозно, въобще не бих го налегал така.
По-скоро им е ново, отколкото.
Да, те по-скоро, нали, 99 и нещо процента от популацията са японци. и те много рядко виждат чужденци, обаче точно тук в Киото, понеже има и доста туристи, по-често се срещат и хората като цяло са свикнали.
Окей, благодарим много.
Успех със заданията!
Благодаря.
От собствен опит също мога да споделя, че японците всъщност имат едно такова чувство на възхищение към бялата раса като цяло. И тъй като не правят разлика между западняци и източноевропейци, и ние минаваме за бели, и съответно се отнасят също толкова почтително и с, бих казала, даже ентусиазъм към нас. Доста хора, като те видят на улицата, че си европееци, те заговарят, искат да се сприятеляват, искат да контактуват с теб, така че липса на внимание няма. И определено вниманието е положително.
Kiyoshi-san, Yana was just reconfirming what Miroslav told us, that Europeans are welcomed in Japan, in fact very welcome, and it will be easy to integrate. We have another question popping up in the chat. One of our applicants, Georgi Varbanov, is asking whether the matriculation state exam is mandatory. What we were talking with you a couple of days back regarding the fact that most students in Bulgaria are not always allowed to combine physics and mathematics as profiled subjects.
Okay, so in that case, in his case, in her case, in his case,
It's
okay.
a him.
In his case, that it's my high recommendation that he considers taking SAT instead of taking Matura, because as long as he can take the SAT and he can present his SAT scores, he completely eligible to apply for KUAS, even without physics test scores in SAT, which doesn't exist in this world, though. So he can check out our SAT schedule, and then it's my recommendation that he should take SAT as quickly as possible.
In addition, I would advise, if you're not having physics till the end of your studies, till the 12th grade, because you'll be studying physics in another language, I would advise you to read up a little bit on physics in order to be okay with the terms and the terminology that is going to be used in the classroom.
Takeda-san, about SAT, which SAT would you recommend the student takes? SAT 1 or SAT 2 with the specialized subject?
Actually, currently they only run one type of SAT. So comprehensive SAT, which divides into two different components. One is an English language test, reading skills mostly, and the other one is mathematical part. And then two different components are always merged and in one big package for students to take in SAT.
Okay, great. I have one more question. What does the university do to ease the integration of foreign students into Japanese society?
Oh, okay. A lot. There are so many programs and also our creative ideas, creative activities and going on campus. So so many. So where to start? So let's say okay, we run a body, what we call a body system. Body system is always Japanese. There are many Japanese speaking students who volunteer to help international students to are located into international dormitory on the first day one when they arrive in Japan from other countries. So which is one peculiar type of volunteer system conducted from the Japanese speaking students side. And not only that, there are so many programs and initiatives that KUAS always making for the benefits of international students.
You're actively trying to integrate these students into Japanese society so that maybe they could stay and work there.
Oh, yes.
That-
After, yeah, if you are talking about if you are talking about, let's say, job placement opportunities, yes, and we do have very strong career department centers on campus that is specifically assigned to help international students find greater job opportunities with the Japanese companies. And that, yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you. It's now 11 o'clock.
Since we are at the end of our time, I will once again post in the chat the ways you can contact us. And we hope to get in touch so that hopefully you can go visit KUAS in person, or if you have any detailed questions regarding the application process, you can either contact us or directly the university. We have one more last minute question. What are the results that KUAS is looking for from the SAT test?
From the SAT.
Yes, yes, that's a great question. Actually, that's a typical question that students from around the world are always asking. So, typical successful applicants for KUAS engineering programs usually have scores ranging from 1,300 through 1,500. The best one, 1,500s. 15, I mean, hundreds means that 15 could be a 1560, 1570, 1580. And actually, we do have excellent students who have a perfect scores in SAT. Means that 1,600s out of 1,600s.
Okay, but would you consider someone whose result is, let's say, 1,350?
Definitely. Like I said, we don't use any single criteria to make our decisions for admission and also scholarships. Yes, definitely. We take a look at the way you write essay, and because as an admissions officers, and when I read the first sentences, three sentences, I can tell whether this person is seriously thinking about KUAS as a top priority or not. And the way you write, it's really important how you write in application essay. Also, recommendation letters and interview performance. All these are going to be important components, different components that we take a look at very closely to make our decisions.
Thank you. Сега на български да поясним. Ние в Атланта сме на разположение да ви помагаме с писането на мотивационното писмо. Също помагаме и с писането на препоръка, ако учителят, който се е наел да ви пише препоръката, не е толкова добър с английския. Така че можем лекичко така да ви побутнем напред, да ви помогнем, да ви увеличим шансовете в KUAS да ви харесат.
Добре. I suggest to switch back to English.
Okay.
It was a pleasure to have you all today. I'm glad that so many people are taking the step towards Japan and are interested in making the next step academically in such an exotic and beautiful destination as Japan is. And especially in the world of engineering, which is a completely foreign destination for me as I am a humanitarian, but for those who are good in maths and physics, KUAS is the best place to pursue a degree in the challenging world that we're living in now. Kiyoshi-san, do you want to share anything else with us?
Everyone, thank you very much for staying with us for such a long time. I hope I've been informative enough for you to start considering coming to Japan as a realistic options for you available. And you can always, if you have further questions, you can always ask Adranta, because Japan and Bulgaria, there's a huge time difference, right? 7 hours, 6 hours, and then so you can if you want to ask me questions, you might ended up asking me questions around midnight, right? Which is very inconvenient for me. But if you want to refer your questions to Adranta, you always can ask them at your convenient time, which I believe you should be take advantage of. And a completely different topic. And like I said at the beginning presentation, yes, now I really are so proud to, I'm proud that I'm going to meet the Bulgarian family visiting KYOTO who are there really interested in applying for KUAS this October. So you may be, my point is you may be thinking about, oh, Japan is such a distant country, and culturally, academically, everything. So going to Japan is out of the question for me. And that might be the way you think about Japan. But again, I'm gonna host the Bulgarian families visiting KYOTO this Sunday. Can you believe it? So we are in the living small world. So you might think Japan is such a far country, distant country, but which is not true anymore. So just be confident to just start just imagining that you might be ended up easily in Japan as a student and with KUAS on our campus next year.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
С това приключваме вебинара. Както казахме и в началото, ние сме на разположение да отговаряме на въпросите ви. Свържете се с нас, ако искате безплатна индивидуална консултация или чрез сайта ни, или чрез профилите ни на социалните мрежи. Ще се радваме да работим с вас и да ви помогнем да намерите подходящата специалност за вас в Япония. Не само в KUAS, има и други възможности, но по отношение на инженерството, наистина тяхната програма е най-добра. Яна, искаш ли да кажеш нещо?
I just wanted to say the only word that I know in Japanese, arigato, Kyoshi-san.
That's beautiful Japanese. Everybody, that means thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Keep in touch.
Arigato, Takeda-san.
皆さんありがとうございました。ありがとうございます。
お疲れ様です。
such a